of a strong, multicultural team can propel your project to new heights. Now, do we all agree on everything? Absolutely not. But connecting back to this idea, I know with certainty I have a team that approaches problems with calmness and certainty. And that's great value. I know that we can tackle whatever challenge or problem comes our way. As we wrap up our time together today, I want to invite you to reflect on the tangible actions that you can take to craft or to nurture your project's culture. This means that you have to be intentional, and that setting up a culture like this requires a deliberate act of creation on your part. Your leadership really has the power. It has the potential to forge a culture of impact that not only meets your project goals, but also can really redefine the standards of success in the field of international development. Don't ever underestimate the amazing power of a dynamic culture. In the days ahead, as you marshal your teams and your resources, remember the enduring power of the culture that you're creating. The force of a great culture is palpable. For me, a culture brings me joy and delight. It certainly can dilute the intensity of a stressful working environment. As I close this episode, I want to acknowledge your unwavering dedication to excellence and impact. Please let this conversation be the genesis of a culture that not only defines the future of your project, but also the lives of those touched by your work. Until we meet again, I'd like to challenge you to craft a culture that becomes the most valuable asset of your USAID-funded project. Have a great week.
Thank you for tuning in to Chief of Party to Chief of Party, Success in Your First 90 Days, your go-to source for insightful, actionable guidance that can shape the success of your project. Let's continue to drive change and create impact, one USAID-funded project at a time. Welcome to Chief of Party to Chief of Party, Success in Your First 90 Days. As you navigate the USAID landscape for the first time or seek to sharpen your skills, we're here to provide the guidance you need to address the unique challenges of this role. Host Donna Vincent Roa, an experienced Chief of Party, will inform and inspire your journey.
Good day, leaders, and welcome back. I'm Dr. D, and this is the channel that's all about empowering you, current or future chiefs of party, who are at the helm of a USAID-funded project. It's here that we talk shop, not the kind filled with buzzwords and jargon, but the real on-the-ground strategies that drive success in your project work. All right. Let's set the stage for today's conversation. You're going to be stepping into a role that is as rewarding as it is challenging. Your project is a tapestry woven with diverse threads, and each color represents a unique background, a culture, a set of skills. Your mission is to weave these threads into a beautiful and cohesive masterpiece. Now, how do you as a chief of party foster an environment where every thread strengthens the fabric of your project, where diversity isn't just acknowledged, but is the cornerstone of your strategy? Envision this. Every member of your team, from the project assistant to the senior leaders of your project, they bring their own worldview and unique experiences that can add value to your work. I believe this kind of diversity is a gold mine of untapped potential. But it's not just about having it, it's about leveraging it. What does this require? A little bit of a mindset shift from seeing diversity as a box to check to understanding it as one of your most powerful project assets. Here's where mindset meets strategy. It's about cultivating a culture where every voice, as I've said before, is not only heard, but sought after. What does this mean? If someone in a meeting is not speaking up, give them the opportunity to say what they think. Ask them, what do you think? Sometimes it's as simple as that. This is a way for us to fish for diverse or different perspectives. And these perspectives are often the lighthouse guiding you through the complexities of your project. You never know where the next great idea is coming from. Now let's talk about action. To be strategic about diversity, you've got to be intentional. It starts with, as I mentioned in a previous episode, your hiring practices. I challenge you to look beyond the resume, to consider the perspective of a candidate and that perspective that they bring to the table. Are you tapping into the full spectrum of the talent that's available to you? Now, once your team is assembled, you want to create spaces for cross-cultural dialogue and learning. When team members appreciate each other's background, as diverse as they may be, the project benefits from this richer, diverse pool of ideas. What about decision-making? Well, we have to ensure that decision-making is not happening in a vacuum. We need to be very purposeful in encouraging a participatory approach. This is where team members see their ideas reflected in the project's direction, where their commitment to your shared goals deepens because they can feel their influence on the direction of your project. At the Partnerships Incubator, we expect insights, inputs, and ideas from every single one of our team members. Remember, fostering diversity is not a one-off event. It's a continuous process that demands our attention as leaders, and it demands evidence of our genuine commitment. Now, we have to reflect on this question. Are our project's priorities and values mirrored in our team's composition, and are they mirrored in how we operate daily? We should ask that question every day of our project. Now let's shift gears to a story that illustrates what we're aiming for. Picture a project where team members felt like replaceable cogs in a machine. Morale was low, innovation was stagnant, and this project's outcomes were mediocre. Now, reimagine that scenario with the chief of party who actively engaged every single team member. That individual valued their input, recognized their contribution. A sea change happened in the project. The project didn't just succeed, it actually became a benchmark for what could be achieved when diversity is at the core of a project strategy. As we approach the close of our time together today, consider this. Your leadership style as a chief of party sets the tone of your project. It's your responsibility to not just create opportunities for inclusion, but to actually lead by example. This means, you need to show what it means to value every voice. This means you need to align your actions with the message that every member on your team is key to the project's success. So as you step forward, think about the legacy you're building. It's more than the success of a single project. It's about shaping an approach to leadership that champions inclusivity and equity at every turn. Thank you for investing your time today with me. As you go forward, keep this in mind that the strongest teams are those that celebrate their differences, using those differences as a catalyst for innovation and a beacon for change. Until we meet again, lead boldly and with a vision that brings out the very best in your diverse team. Have a great week.
Thank you for tuning in to Chief of Party to Chief of Party, Success in Your First 90 Days, your go-to source for insightful, actionable guidance that can shape the success of your project. Let's continue to drive change